You can rob white people if you black. They've been robbing us because we black. So they want to try to make it color don't matter to us. Color matter to them about everything. That's why they put race in place. When race don't matter to nobody but Americans. They play.
He's the kind of guy that would say, hey baby, let's get away, let's go someplace, huh? Where I don't care.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is WD3. This is your Hill Report news break. Well, today, it was so obvious. We saw this story coming from 10 miles away. If you look at some of our, look at our channel, go way back, even go way back to the It Cast, and you will see that we were talking about the disaster coming for the farmers if they kept supporting the policies and the rhetoric of Donald Trump. For one, I would say if you're depending on China for so much of your revenue to buy a lot of your products, then stop talking so much crap about China during your speeches. If my candidate is talking smack about my number one customer, I would say, hey man, if you don't shut up, I'm going to vote for the other guy because you're trying to destroy my business with your mouth. You guys, it's so obvious. How dumb is racial politics when you only vote for somebody based on race, regardless of the interests that you have in each particular candidate's policies. If a candidate's policy fits your business and your lifestyle better, then by all means you should support it. But if you are a bigot, if you are judging prejudiciously, if you are someone who thinks that someone is better than somebody else, then what you're going to do is fall right in the ditch that you tried to put everybody else in. What's the use of getting somebody deported if you're going to be evicted, you damn fool? Anyways, this is WD3. We love bringing you this story of people shooting themselves in the foot thinking they're so smart and seeing that all they need to do is wipe that pie off their face and put your clothes back on. Because Donald Trump just got you real good. No Vaseline. This is WD3. We'll be right back. Let's watch some of these clips, right? Of, I think, Charleston White. We saw him in the beginning. We're going to watch this soybean farmer damn near in tears. He looks like he should be so. Anyways, and then you're going to see an actual ABC news story of the actual problem. And it's pretty terrible. Anyways.
You talk to America's farmers, they'll tell you these are tough times. A combination of high operating costs, low commodity prices, and lost markets has had devastating repercussions on the agriculture industry and the communities built around it. CBS's Lana Zak is in Davenport, Iowa tonight with new details on the growing crisis.
Farmers say this has been a perfect storm. They were already battling higher growing costs and crop disease, and now China, which had previously purchased half of all U.S. exports, has pulled out.
U.S. soybean farmers are starting their harvest, but they face steep losses that could fuel farm bankruptcies and foreclosures nationwide.
This is awful discouraging. You know, we do our very best to grow a good crop to feed the world, and then we can't hardly give it away.
Many growers say they feel betrayed. Last week, the Trump administration gave Argentina a financial lifeline, a $20 billion loan. But Argentina then cut the price of its own soy exports to China, undercutting U.S. farmers.
If we don't do something, we're not going to have no family farms.
In Arkansas this month, hundreds of farmers packed into a church to plead for help from the government.
I'm in the worst shape right now that I've ever been in.
With prices for crops crashing, farmers are doing everything they can to stay viable, even selling off equipment. Joel's Tractors in Strawberry Point, Iowa saw a 30% jump in farm machinery up for auction this year.
Put a finger full of grease in there.
Keeping aging tractors running has Lawrence Christensen and his team working at full throttle.
The demand is stronger than the availability.
New equipment costs have increased by 60% in the last 8 years. John Deere, a U.S. manufacturing icon, says U.S. tariffs on steel and aluminum will cost them $600 million this year. Over the past 2 years, the company has had to lay off 2,500 employees.
Majority of my family works here.
Gabriel Gomez was a proud Deere employee, following in the footsteps of his dad and uncles. Friday was his last day.
It's like a kick to the gut, right? When you're getting laid off after you've given 20 plus years to the company.
When you think about these tariffs and the ripple effects that they've had, do you think it's worth it?
You know, you hope that possibly in the long term they would be helpful. Currently here in the short term, no, it's really killing us. We were sold that we were going to do everything we could for the American workers, and we're seeing quite the opposite at this time.
President Trump says he will make it up to farmers, promising them some of the tariff revenue. But here in this area where John Deere is headquartered, the economic losses are hitting the entire community.
Right now, we're in a very dire situation. September's upon us. Harvest is starting in the deep south, and we have 0 bushels of soybeans on the books to be sold to China for this current crop that's about to come out of the field. Historically, over the last 5 years, about a third of soybean sales to China would be booked. China amounts to 25% of our total U.S. soybean crop. So that would be 8 or 9% of the whole U.S. crop would normally be on the books with China right now, and we have 0. That is alarming. The farm economy as a whole is struggling. Inflation has caused our cost of production to rise drastically on every front. Commodity prices, in particular soybeans, are down about 50% from where they were 3 years ago. And our numbers are deeply in the red. And we send this letter to President Trump because we've been talking for months about needing to have sales in place, a deal in place, a phase 2 type agreement that has purchase commitments along with a level playing field on trade with no tariffs. And we haven't had anything happen, unfortunately. And our appeal to President Trump and his administration is make soybeans a priority in any trade negotiations that are taking place. Soybeans are the #1 agriculture export to China. And in the last trade war, it was 71% of the losses that we had as American farmers. And they're critical.
Yeah, so if we look at, and we're going to divide. So I'll stay with grain and oilseeds because that's what I do day to day. But I just have to say one thing about livestock. For livestock folks, we're in good world for them right now. So I'd love to be able to have as good a world that they're having in GNO, but we just don't. And so there's just so many things, and it's really a supply story this year. When you think about across the globe, we haven't had a year where every country's almost saying all 8 cylinders where we're getting full production. And that's where we are right now. It's also too a bit of a dichotomy in the US is that you've got, we're building corn stocks, but the world is not. It's just the opposite in soybeans where the world's building soy stocks and we're not. And so it's a very weird world, but the fact is we just have so much supply in the world that's just going to keep prices, really on the defense.
So, yeah, folks, those clips are pretty obvious. Those of you who are following this channel, you guys know that we talked about this before months ago. Hey, you can't have a policy of bad mouthing and really cutting out your #1 supplier. You got disgruntled work. I'll tell you what, farmers. It's too late for you, right? It's harvest time and you have 0 Chinese buyers on the books. That's because they have a system called the BRICS, and they have their own farmers. They have their own currency. They have their own way to buy. They're already prepared for war for what happens whenever they reject American goods. America usually bullies, but you're not going to bully China, Russia, soybean farmers. You probably lost a lot of your workforce because of Trump. Now you lost your buyers because of Trump. How much more of this can you take? Now, not only are you supporting someone who supports abuse of children with Epstein, now you're supporting someone who cut out your suppliers and who took out all of your workforce. That qualifies you as a damn fool. I don't even want none of your soybeans. They're stupid soybeans. They're dumb soybeans. They have zero intelligence built into those soybeans. I love it. I love it. Once again, we don't support Democrat or Republican. We just like to see people moving smart and for the interests of the country and for themselves. And if you decided that you were going to vote for Donald Trump and didn't listen to a word he said, even though he told you that he was going to destroy your business and kill your workforce, you still voted for him, and that's what you get. WD3, Hill Report News Break. So happy we're out.